Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is YAHMAD. So in this video we are going to start the February-March 2021 paper 2 from the CIE ICT IGCSE course. So we are doing a practical paper which is 2 hours and 30 minutes long, and in paper 2 we have the document production part, which we're going to be doing right now, data manipulations and presentations. Also there is a mail merge section as well. Okay, so let's scroll down and go to the second page. So you should have the following source files. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 files. So you have RTFs, CSVs, and one JPEG file. So double check you have the 9 files. Yes. Okay, and the different file types you can see. Yeah. Okay, so we've got the files. Okay, so now what we're going to do is set up the evidence document. Before we do, have a look at this. So you work for Toronto University and are going to carry out some tasks for them. Okay, so task 1 is the evidence document. So we need to open up the file h21evidence.rtf, which is this file here. Okay, we need to make sure your name, center number and candidate number appear on every page of your document. Okay, so we can place these into the header. So if you click on insert, header, and I always go with the option that gives me 3 columns. And there's no specifics about alignment, so I'm going to stick my name on the left side, center number in the middle, so 5, 6, 7, 8. And candidate number on the right side. So obviously guys, in the exams you should be using your own details, not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Save this document into your work area with the file name m21evidence followed by your candidate number. So refer to this example here guys, and what I'll do is I'll change the 9s at the end with 1, 2, 3, 4. So file, save as, and we need to save it as a Word document, okay, with the file name given, and remember, include your candidate number at the end. Okay, so done. Next guys, task 2 is going to be the document production part. So you are going to edit a document where paragraph styles have been applied. Some of these styles will need to be edited, so no problem. Question 1. Using a suitable software package, open a file m21labprac.rtf. So let's find this file. This one here. And if you click on this icon here, you can see we have some text styles which have been created, and looks like they've already been applied as well. Okay, no problem. Save this document into your work area using the file name m21labwork, and make sure it's saved in the format of the software you're using. Okay, so first thing we need to do is save this into our source folder, February-March, as a Word document with the file name provided. So obviously guys, you would have to type in his name since you won't have the electronic copy of the exam paper in front of you. So make sure you're not making any spelling mistakes when you do type in the name. Okay, so we've done this now. And for the first evidence, place in your evidence document a screenshot to show the file has been saved. Make sure there's evidence of the file type. So if you go to your source folder, here's the file type. Let's take a snip. Done. Save the changes to the evidence document, and let's go ahead and look at question 2. So for question 2, set the page size to A4 and the page orientation to portrait. So if you go to layout, size, more, paper sizes, make sure you select A4 and then if you go to margins, the page needs to be set to portrait. Press OK, and then set the margins to 3 centimeters. So let me say that again. So we need to set the top margin to 3 centimeters and all other margins to 2 centimeters. So what we do, click on layout again and margins, custom margins. So the top one is going to be 3 centimeters and all other margins left, right, bottom are going to be set to 2 centimeters. Done. So now for evidence 2, we need to take quite a few screenshots to show the settings for the paper size and the page orientation. So if I go to margins again, no, let's do paper size first. So if I click on more paper sizes, we'll take a print screen of this. So that's the first print screen for evidence 2. I'm just going to create a space. Okay, so we got the paper size. Now the page orientation and the margin we can get in one print screen. So let's go back to here and go to margins, custom margins. You've got a page orientation and the margins here as well. So we can get that all together in one screenshot. Go. Done. Save the changes and we can now continue. So we're going to be inserting some headers and footers into this document. So let's start off with the header. So anytime I insert headers and footers, I always choose the option which gives me 3 columns. It just helps with alignments. Okay, so your name, center number and candidate number left aligned. So my name, center number and candidate number left aligned. The text to our university science in the center. Obviously guys, you'd have to type this information out. I can copy. And then this image is going to be right aligned and resized to 2 centimeters, maintaining the aspect ratio, and the text will be wrapped around as well. Okay, so click on the right side of the header and then click on insert picture from this device. Go to your source file and let me double check the name. So MH121 image. Okay, and then what we need to do is resize, so 2 centimeters wide, maintaining the aspect ratio. So we can put in here 2 centimeters. Okay, we want to wrap this around the text, so tight. We want to make sure it's aligned to the margins on the right hand side as well. So you can see that green line. I'm not sure if it appears in all of the different versions. So yeah, let's just put that like this. Okay, and double click anywhere to close the header. Okay, so that's that done. Now in the footer, again, choose the option which gives you 3 columns. Okay, so what we're going to do, we are going to place the automated page numbers left aligned. So click on here and then page numbers, current position, and then select that option there. So it was current position in the first option, and there's nothing in the middle. So on the right hand side we've got the file name and a full path. So we can delete the middle option since there's going to be nothing center aligned. And to insert the file name and file path, we can click on the right side. Okay, let me actually select this one here. Normally I use quick parts, but if I select file name, file path, okay, that's fine. Yep, so you can actually use document info as well as quick parts. Normally I click on quick parts field and I select this option here, but that does the same thing as well. So you got the file name and a path, which is aligned from the right hand side. Doesn't matter if it comes on the next line, since my file path is quite long. Close the header and footer, save the changes, done. Make sure all items to the page, make sure all items align to the page margins. So the best way of checking this is by going to the print preview. So you can see the name details are aligned to the left margin and the picture aligns to the right margin, even along the bottom. No other text or placeholders appear in the header and footer. So remember, in the footer we deleted the center one. No header and footer items overlap, and headers and footers are displayed on all pages. Yeah, page 1 and page 2, nothing's overlapping. Great, we can press save and we can continue. Okay, question 5. The house style specifications for paragraphs is shown in the table. These styles have been correctly applied to the document, but 2 do not match the house style specification. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to check each style one at a time. Okay, so let's start off with lab title. So make sure you've opened up the styles panel by clicking here. Lab title. So right click, modify. Should be a sans serif font and the font size should be 20. Yep, so Arial is a sans serif font. The font size is correct. Center aligned, all capitals. Center aligned, and you can see it's all capitals. Yeah. Single line space and then 12 space after. Single line space and after you got 12 points, so that's fine. That one was great. So I'm going to highlight all of this in a green color to say there was no issues there. Okay, so now we're going to check the next style, which is lab subtitle. Let me just change the color back to what it was. So again, it should be Arial, since it's a sans serif font, and 18. So yep, sans serif, 18. Right aligned, yep. No enhancements, which is correct. Single line space and then 12 space after. Yep, single space and 12 points after. If I go to format and paragraph, you can also check like this as well. Single line spacing and 12 points. Okay, so that's also correct. Okay, done. So 2 of the styles are not going to be correct. So there's a big chance it might be this style which is not right. So let's go through this. Okay, so lab subhead. Okay, so should be a serif font and the size should be 14. So is it serif? Yes. Size is 14, so that's right so far. Alignment is left aligned, which is not correct, so we need to change that to the left side, and we need to identify and we have to correct these 2 styles that do not match the specification. So oops, these 2 were correct, but the first mistake we identified was with the left alignment, which was center aligned, I think. Right, enhancements, bold and underlined. This is bold, sorry, italic and underlined, so this is another mistake. It should be bold and underlined. So that was a mistake. the line spacing should be single and 12 space after. So if you go to format, paragraph, single is correct, but the space after is not set to 12. Okay, so we had quite a few mistakes there. So this was fine. Obviously this was not, so that's the first style where there's a mistake, so I'm going to change that now to red. Okay, let's check lab body. Okay, so there should be serif again, Times New Roman. Yep, Times New Roman. The font size is 12. So these two are correct. Is it justified? Let me check to see. The text is not justified as left line, so that's the first mistake. So I think we've spotted the two styles which have mistakes in. There should be no enhancements, which is correct. 1.5 line spacing and 12 points after. So if you go to format, paragraph, there's no spacing after, which was a mistake, and the line spacing is not 1.5, so that's the space between the lines. Press OK and press OK. So this one was fine. And also this one was fine. However, the mistake was here. Okay, so I'm assuming the bullet points is going to be correct. So we can fill that, just mark it as green. Okay, since we've identified the two styles that did not match the specification. If you want to check the bullet points, you can do so. Right click, modify, let's double check. So serif 12 left line, so Times New Roman, correct. Circle bulleted bullet point. Then if you look at these settings here, so format, paragraph, so indentation of 0.63 from the left margin, hanging indent of 0.63. Yeah, everything's fine, and no space before or after, which is fantastic. Okay, so it does take a while, guys, but you need to take your time. These are 4 easy marks you should be picking up. So we've identified where there were a couple of problems. So it was with these two. Let me just change that to yellow. So yeah, this one was fine. So these two are the ones we need to now evidence. So evidence 3, place in your evidence document screenshots show the definitions of only the styles you have corrected, which were subhead and body. So modify, we go to format, paragraph, copy, so evidence 3, that's the first style that we corrected, subhead, and let's also show the body as well. Copy. Done. Just going to put space in between two styles. Okay, save the changes, and we are done. Right, for question 6 we're going to enter your name immediately after the subtitle guide produced by. So let's put my name here. Okay, and question 7 we're going to be inserting some columns. Okay, so change the page layout so the subheading is a veneer, skills, and all of the following text is displayed in 2 columns with a 1 cm space between them. So it's from this point onwards. So including the subheading, and anything after is displayed in 2 columns with a 1 cm space. So here, layout, columns, always choose more columns, select 2, and the space in between the 2 columns will be 1 cm. Done, and we can now look at the next set of questions. Okay, so question 8, apply the lab bullets paragraph style to the text from the lab book is evidence and is bound A4 notebook. So need to, I think I saw this on the last page, and let me double check. Yeah, so we need to apply the bulleted list, so lab bullets to that. Yeah, that's done. Okay, almost at the end, guys. So question 9, format the paragraph that starts, and what you can do here is use a search function within Word. So if I go to home, find, okay, so we need to format this paragraph here. Okay, so that it displays an indent of 1 cm from both the left and right margins, an external single line black border, and a light grey fill. So let's do the indentation first. You highlight the paragraph, you click on this little icon up here for paragraph settings, and we want to be indented by 1 cm. Actually, it's easy if I just type in 1. So from the left and right, you can see the indentation from both sides. Let's add a little border, and let's add a light grey fill. Okay, done. Okay, the next thing we need to do is find the bracketed text in the document, insert link to tutorial here, and make the brackets and the text bold and italic. Just search for it, I can't find it anywhere. Okay, so this needs to be bold and italic. Okay, and finally we need to spell check and proofread the document. So to correct the spellings, you can search for spellings up here, spelling and grammar. So it says 7 mistakes, but let's have a quick look. So that's an obvious mistake. So instructions, tutorial, yeah. I don't think micrometers is a mistake, so let's just keep skipping. That's fine. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the print preview, and we're going to have a look at our document. There's no widows or orphans, and the lists are not split over 2 columns of pages. Yep, so there's a list here which finishes in this column, and there's a list in the last page which is in 1 column as well. Spacing seems consistent, and the document is complete with paragraphs intact. So we're going to save the document, we're going to print, and when you do print, make sure you can see your name in the header and footer. Okay. Right guys, we've come to the end of the document production part of this paper. Please join me in the next video where we'll be going through the data manipulation part, which is databases. So please drop your comments below, like, share and subscribe, and good luck to you guys if you have exams coming up soon. Thank you for your time, so really do appreciate your time in watching these videos. Okay, thank you again. Bye bye.